Are you tucking your seat enough in your riding? Hey guys, and welcome back to the next episode of Unstoppable Equestrian. I'm Danielle Poulsen, Dressage Plus, and today is the second video of a three-part training series. Last week I spoke about, or asked the question, are you breathing enough in your riding? And spoke about how bringing in an intentional breath, especially the breath out, will help not just improve relaxation, but help transform an average or a nice transition into a really lovely transition where it flows and has really nice smoothness to the quality of the transition, helping your horse become more willing on the out breath with the forward movement and helping them take the contact a bit better. So today's video, I'm asking you, are you tucking your seat enough in your riding? And this one is a really one that obviously I believe you can't do enough of. We've got to be able to engage our core and our pelvic floor muscle and tuck our hips under, or articulate our pelvis in a way that influences the horses in such a positive way in their own movement. And there's two reasons. So firstly, you want to be able to think, am I sitting on the back of my pockets? So am I tucking my bottom under so that I'm sitting on the back where my jean pockets would be, or am I coming forward and sitting on the fork of my seat? And there's two main reasons why this is so important to think about and bring into our riding. And the first one is our position. Obviously, if we've got a nice tucked bottom, a nice flat back, we haven't got that duck bottom going on, then it's going to allow the rest of our position to be very nice and beautiful on the horse and put us in a great position to be able to give the correct aids. So if our bottom is tucked under and we're able to rock back on the back part of our seat, it allows us to stay back with our shoulders, and it allows us to be able to loosen our thighs as well on the side of the horse, which creates a lot more freedom and relaxation. Compared to if we are rotating forward onto the fork of our seat and got a bit of a duck kind of bottom action going on, we're obviously going to be forward in our shoulders and down on our thighs, and we're not going to have a strong core or a strong use of our seat to influence the horse in a positive way. And obviously that brings, if we're leaning forward, we're on the fork of our seat compared to rocking back on the back part of our seat and tucking our bottom, has a lot of impact on our confidence or lack of confidence if we're feeling like we're on the fork of our seat, compared to just even forcing yourself in a sense to rock back, tuck your bottom under, brings a lot of confidence just by doing that. So the second reason why it's so important to tuck your bottom under, and you can't do it enough, is to help the horse move the way we want them to move. So obviously we want our horses to engage in their work on the arena, engage their hind, tuck their bottom under, and that obviously takes a lot of strength and weight carried from the hind legs and the hocks, but we also want them to rotate, articulate their pelvis and their hips and tuck their hips under. And so we can't expect them to do that if we're not doing it. And so we need to start that for our horse to be able to even position their own body in that way. And by tucking our bottom under, we're engaging our core, our pelvic floor muscle. We're encouraging them to engage their core and their hindquarters, and encouraging them to stay up in front of our hips, to take our hand forward. And it's a really great way to create more willingness in your horse. So if you've got a lazy or a bit of a slow horse, by tucking your bottom first allows them to think forward, because it takes your thigh off as well, and it allows them to think forward before you even have to kick them or spur them or whip them or anything like that. So my exercise for this week is to think about tucking your bottom under, but bringing it in with the breath exercise as well. So as you breathe out, tuck your bottom under, think leaning back just a little bit so that you can tuck your bottom a little bit easier, and playing around with doing that in transitions as they're trotting along the long side, getting them moving a little bit more freer and a bit more willing in front of your leg. And obviously some people's body positions or our conformation doesn't allow us to tuck as easy as other people. So if you find that it doesn't come natural for you to tuck and rotate your hips under, then play around with exercises, like play around with Pilates or yoga, do some yoga and Pilates classes, or some stretching before you ride. Help your body, help your horse to be able to move better. And sometimes, everything that is, everything we want to achieve in life, it requires effort, and it's no different in our riding and our positions. We have to make some time and effort outside of riding to stretch and move our body and get better use and range of our body. So having a play with that exercise this week, thinking about the awareness around tucking your bottom, tucking your hips, loosening your thighs on the out breath. Have fun with that one, guys, and I'll see you next week for our next tip. Bye.